do our carrot. You should clean and trim it. You're gonna cut the ends off, cut as close to the edge as possible without taking off too much product. Same thing with the top. Mine was actually really decayed, so I chopped quite a bit of mine off. You're gonna cut them directly in half, depending on how big they are, because we're gonna do two different things with these pieces, okay? So we're gonna start with this one. To make it easier to handle, and this is just a personal preference, I just really love my chopper, and shave off. So this carrot has seen better days, man. And that looks about right. Okay, so I get my carrot situated and ready to go. It's not going to go anywhere. I've taken all of the edge off of it that would cause it to roll, so it's pretty stable. I can do whatever I need to do with this at this point. So I'm going to cut this again directly in half. Take one piece, and I'm going to start cutting myself some strips. See that? Almost like ribbons. They're nice and thin. Try and use it all up. Okay. Gather these all up together. You want to do them in groups. They'll slip and slide on you. And then once you got them all set, you go back and you're going to cut them again. That's going to give you some nice julienne flanging. Everyone clear? Yes? Okay. So when we're done with that, gather them all together on your board. Keep your knife strokes nice and close together. See how my arm is staying nice and close to my body? Yes? Okay. So I can have nice even strokes. I have control over the knife and where my arm is going. These more precision cuts. And then you get this nice brunoise. All right? This is almost immense, okay? This, I'll then drop into water. We want nice, fine, small pieces really to go into our Locust case so they cook up at the same time as everything else. So we don't want a lot of large, chunky pieces. So this whole thing, this whole half of this carrot is going to be chopped like this, yes. So you'll do one whole section of carrot like that. The other piece, you're just going to, I'm going to show you, take your peeler. And you cut these pieces, and then you're going to cut these in half. And then this is going to go into a separate thing of water, and you're going to put ice in this. The ice is going to cause these thin pieces to start to curl up, and this is going to be garnishment on our...
Alright, you did the strips and then you just cut them in half once?
Yep, just once.
Okay.
So you kind of get these almost like flat ribbon pieces, but we want them nice and really thin. We want it to be flexible. If it's not flexible, it's not going to curl.
Right.
We're not going to get bends and waves into it, and we want that for our garnish. So this whole piece will get done this way. And then we'll take all of that drop it into some ice water and let it start to wave and curl. That's why we're gonna go ahead and do it next. So, everyone's got those? Yes? Okay, good. Then, for you, since you guys are gonna be jumping right back into using your chef knife after using it with the potato, make sure you're honing it. So you're gonna go through, everyone hear that? Clean, even strokes so that it sings across the steel. Come back. I'm just gonna crispen it up. And if you can hear that picking sound, can you hear it? I have calluses on my hands, so I know y'all can hear it, okay? That picking lets you know that it's got a nice edge to it when you can hear that pick come across. Now, if you ain't got calluses on your fingers, probably not gonna hear it so much, but you will. You'll get there, because I can't even feel that. But that lets me know. This also is a way for us to look down the blade, and if you can look straight down the blade and it's perfectly clean, you'll know that you don't have any nicks. What lets you know that you have nicks is when you start to see weird waves and shadows in it. And that lets you also know that you haven't been sharpening your knife well. If you start to see almost like a little wave starting to happen through it, that means that you're letting up on the pressure or deepening the pressure when you shouldn't, instead of nice, even, clean, light strokes. So this is going to, by taking care of your knife, inspecting it pretty regularly, staying on top of it, don't letting a bunch of crazy people touch your stuff. It's gonna get you a nice clean edge, and make sure you sing it across. Different for each type of knife. Like this is a paring knife. When I sharpen this, it's really short strokes, but the sound is the same, and then you can still hear the pick. Actually, this poor knife needs some attention. This is going to be one of the ones I'm going to sharpen tonight. Each one is going to do something differently. Can anyone tell me what this is? Sanduku, that's right. This sharpens the same way though. 20-degree angle along the steel, come across, same number of strokes on each side. So if I do 5 on one side, I'm going to flip the blade, I'm going to do 5 on the other. Okay? And that's going to get me a nice clean edge, and then I can inspect my knife and make sure it's nice and straight, and it is, and then I'd be able to move on. Any questions on any of that so far? No? All right, I'm going to do the onion next. So the onion, we're just going to julienne first. I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut mine in half, and I'm going to do half of it on a julienne, and I'm going to do default. I hate when that happens. It's like once in a blue moon you get a faulty glove. Okay. Where's mine? So if you notice, I have my bulb attached. That bulb is very important. It's going to help keep all of this together, especially for what applications I'm going to be doing with it. It's going to be really helpful to me. Alright, so when it comes to cutting, this is going to be for our dice. You're going to just, you don't go too far into the actual bowl. You want to kind of keep it, if you rest your hand here, it's about a finger width away from the bulb. And then you just do some nice even pieces along. You rest your blade on the cutting board and you tilt it up about a 20-degree angle and you mark it. And then you can straighten out your blade. You just run it along the top there and then pull it back out. And then you do it again, depending on how big the onion is. I have to do it again because this onion is pretty flippin' huge. And then you just come in and then pull it out. And then for this, I'm going to go through. Then it gives me some nice regular pieces, all about the same. Except for that piece right there. And then I'll put this into my container. This will go inside. This will be going inside of my locus for our potato cakes. The other one is going to get sauteed and put on top. So then, let's put it out. Get the guts off. Okay. For a julienne, just hold it. Hate it when I'm losing the rhythm. And then you'd get your nice little julienne ringlets. Okay? Everyone's good?
Slicing
The what?
across. So if you're just slicing across that other.
Yes. And if you if you noticed, I actually was the direction that I was going on the onion. Okay, good. Okay. Any questions on any of that stuff so far? Everyone feel pretty comfortable that they can go ahead and get started on that? Okay, because that's where I'm going to stop so that you